Hi students, yesterday we have studied about bar graph and its type. Type is here horizontal bar graph and vertical bar graph. These topics have explained yesterday. Today we will discuss double bar graph and how to draw double bar graph and what is the use of bar graph. Okay, double bar graph. So the double bar graph, here I have written definition of double bar graph and a simple picture, a sample picture is here. So double bar graph is what? Double bar graph help us to compare collection of data at a glance. I have I have drawn a sample double bar graph. In this double bar graph, I have compared two subject of UT1 and UT2. Okay, the marks obtained by a student in UT1 is shown by this shaded bar. The subject is maths and another subject is Hindi. Suppose in UT1 student have got 20 marks and UT2 it is 30. Now in subject Hindi, so it is a comparison of marks obtained by a student in subject maths and Hindi. So here we compare at a glance. We can say that the performance of student in UT1 is not good and UT2 she has performed well because of height of bar is greater than the height of bar in UT1. Okay, let's see this video to make more clear about double bar graph.
That can be used to represent different kinds of data. Say we want to compare the marks of Zen and Zara in four subjects: maths, science, English, and history. These are the marks they obtained in the four subjects. So, to compare the performance of Zen and Zara, let us draw two separate bar graphs to represent their marks. We start off with Zen's bar graph. First, we draw the x and the y axis. Remember, you need to draw this on an actual graph paper. Once we draw the axes, we label them. As the size of the bar will depend on the marks scored, we label the y-axis as marks and the x-axis as subject. Then we choose a suitable scale for the y-axis. The numbers range from 35 to 46. If we take multiples of 10 on the y-axis, we would need just 5 centimeters, which is feasible. We can take a scale of 1 centimeters as 10 marks on the y-axis. We mark 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50 on the y-axis. Always make sure that the y-axis range covers all the data. We write maths, science, English, and history on the x-axis. Zen has scored 42 marks in maths, so we draw the bar accordingly. He has scored 46 in science. The bar will be slightly bigger than the one for maths. 45 in English and 35 in history. So we have Zen's bar graph ready. Now let's draw the bar graph for Zara. We follow the same procedure. We draw the x and the y axis. We label the axis and choose the same scale. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 marks on the y-axis. On the x-axis, we have the same four subjects: maths, science, English, and history. Let us use different styles of bars this time. Let's draw shaded bars. Zara has scored 40 marks in mathematics. We draw a bar up to the height of 40. She has scored a 46 in science, 40 in English, and 45 in history. We are done. Now we have the bar graphs to represent the performance of Zen and Zara in 4 subjects. So if you're asked to name the subject in which Zen has scored the least marks, you would say it's history. And the subject in which Zara has scored the maximum marks, you would say it's science. But quite often, we need to compare two sets of data. In this case, we may need to compare the performance of students. So just by looking at the graphs in isolation, would you be able to tell me who's performed better in maths? Or science maybe? It's a bit difficult. How about combining these two graphs? We just place the bars next to each other. We can take Zara's maths bar next to that of Zen's. Zara's science bar next to that of Zen. We do the same for English and history. Now we have both together. The white bars represent Zen's marks. The shaded bars represent Zara's marks. Now it's simple to compare the performance of Zen and Zara in these 4 subjects. In comparison with Zara, Zen has scored more in maths, less in history, more in English, and equal in science. This is called a joint bar graph. We represent two sets of data on one graph so that we can easily compare them.
Let's see exercise 3.3. Question number 1. Use the bar graph 3.3. This is the bar graph of 3.3 to answer the following question. Which is the most popular pet? This bar graph has drawn between number of students who like some pets. Pets are here: dogs, cats, rabbits, hamsters, others. Okay. Uh, on along the y-axis, number of students are written, and along the x-axis, pets name are written here. Okay. So first question is here: which is the most popular pet? Most popular pet means how many students who like those pets which like most. Popular pet means whose pet like by most student. So so the height of bar, this bar has height, more height. So the cats are the is the most popular pet. How many students have dog as a pet? Where is dog bar? This. So there are 8 students who have dog as a pet. Okay. For question number 2, read the bar graph figure 3.4, which shows the number of books sold by a book store during 5 consecutive years, and answer the following questions. Okay. For question number 2, 1 unit is equal to 100 books. Okay. About how many books were sold in 1989? 1999. Find the height of the bar which goes near about 200. I think the number of books were sold in 1989 is 190, because of 0 to 1 unit is equal to 100. it is just like as this. So I think the book was sold in 1989 is 190. Okay, similarly you can find number of books were sold in 1990 and 1992. Okay, in which year were about 475 books sold? Okay, 475 books were sold. 475 lie between 400 and 500. So the height of bar, this bar have height between 400 and 500. So in year 1990, book was sold about 475. About 225 book were sold in which year? 225. 225 lie between 200 and 300. So this bar represent this bar represent this, that it lie between 200 and 300. So about 225 book were sold in 1992. In which year were fewer than 250 books sold? मीन्स किस ईयर में 200 से 250 से कम बुक सोल्ड की गई, किस साल में? तो 250 से कम बुक सोल्ड कर गई 1992 and 1989. In these 2 years, fewer than 250 books were sold. Can you explain how you would estimate the number of books sold in 1989? Yes, obviously we can explain. Because of 0 to 10, 0 to 100, 1 unit represent 100 book. So we have to divide this unit in 10 part and draw a parallel line to this axis. We have to draw like this. So it made, I think, this point represent 90. So 190 book were sold in 1989. Okay, for question number 3, number of children in 6 different classes are given below. Represent the data on bar graph. You can draw it very easily. So draw the bar graph. How would you choose a scale? Choose scale 1 unit is equal to 10 children. Answer the following questions. Which class has the maximum number of children and the maximum number of children is in 5th class, and minimum number of children in class 10th. Find the ratio of the student of class 6 to the student of class 8. You can find it very easily because of you have studied in previous classes of ratio. The rest questions of this exercise will be homework for you, so do it in your notebook. Thank you, student.